Are we live? Yo, what's going on, people? You could tell you were live 5 seconds before.
So I hope you like the conversation.
Yeah, there's a good countdown. Solid countdown, Anthony. Appreciate that. Appreciate the help, man. Much love. So today is actually going to be pretty fun because it's just going to be my mom and I. All right? It's just going to be you and I.
And it's always a good time.
It's always a good time, but we have a general theme. All right? I was thinking, all right, what else is special to us other than like reptiles? All right? And you, in particular, you and my father, you both have traveled a lot, okay? And I've traveled a significant amount. Nothing crazy, but I've definitely done it. We have stories about all the countries that we've been to. We're jumping straight out of America. I don't want to hear anything about America. I want to talk about outside the world. What brought this up is I booked a trip to Cancun yesterday.
I know. I saw that. You bought the tickets, so you're in now.
I got lucky too. You know why? Check this out. It was like $600 for the ticket, right? Boom. Log into Delta Sky Miles. I had enough miles to have $100 trip.
Nice.
Round trip.
Yes, because
$100.
actually I knew that because I was trying to fix the DoorDash fiasco. So I was adding all that up when I saw your ticket, and I was like,
You thought that's it?
that's what I thought. I'm like, is that a ticket? Because like that was super cheap.
Pretty cool, huh?
So, I forgot because you had the Sky Miles from your international one.
Exactly. So like
Nice.
now I'm balling in Mexico, all right? Because
You're balling anyways because
I know, but I have an extra 500 that I didn't even have. All right. So we're going to talk about some stories, about international stories. But if you guys want to hit us in the super chat and the normal chat, how's it going, guys? I'll say what's up, Deviant Glass, Ariel, Melissa. Hey, y'all.
I see Clistia in the house.
Clistia, she just dropped right in. We'll just hit this real quick. Clistia dropped a 5-banger. Hello, Noah and Lori. I love you guys so much. And I cannot wait until Friday, and then I come back to the Reptarian.
Oh, this week?
What's up. She's coming back this Friday.
Nice.
This Friday.
Well, we look forward to seeing you. And she said, I'm pretty sure she said she's going to have her teeth this
She had her
time.
teeth. Perfect, because I'm making some empanadas for her. And they're going to be fresh empanadas for her. Beef.
You're lying. Don't promise things that you're not going to do.
No, that's not a lie.
You've never made empanadas.
Oh, don't say that. That's my favorite recipe. It is my favorite recipe. Sorry. I'm in the Mexican mood. What can I say?
You like to eat them, but
I do like a good empanada.
I don't think you've made them.
You've been to Mexico, right?
Yes.
Let's start out with that.
Okay.
If I'm going. You've been a couple times, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So where did you go the first time that you went to Mexico? Which part of it?
So Mexico is a little bit different because when we have went, it has been staying at all-inclusives.
Oh, okay.
So you're doing something a little bit different.
I'm doing Airbnb.
Right. So...
sketch.
Yes. So, well, yes and no. You just have to be smart because what I like about the all-inclusive is you don't have to think or worry about anything.
You just got to drink.
Food, drink, everything is included, and most all-inclusives have activities and stuff like that. Now, we have ventured off.
Yeah? How was that?
So, we started our first time. We went to... this is when Dad works out better because my mind...
No, yeah, I'm not good
my
with the
mind,
names either.
I know. So, we went to...
was it like a jungle?
Playa de Carmen.
Playa de Carmen. Trust me, you're not going to hit me with any names that I know.
Yeah, but I'm not going to hit you with the right ones. If it comes to me, I'll tell you.
That's okay, yeah.
But anyways, so it's kind of by, it's in the Cancun area.
Okay, by Cancun.
Yep. So we go there, and it's him and I. It's
Okay,
not going to be
there.
on that ancient old map.
Yeah, this map
That's
is
like a
fucking
Viking
weird.
map.
Yeah, this is a hand-drawn map. There's dragons on this map, so I don't think Chichen Itza or whatever is going to be around there.
But yeah, so we go to that, and then Dad's all about adventure. Personally, I'm good staying on the resort, just doing the beach, eating and drinking. But he's like, we gotta go see things. So that's when we booked the Chichen Itza tour, which turned out to be good. I wasn't a big fan because we really spent what was it, like at least 4 or 5 hours in a little tiny mini bus with a bunch of people driving there.
Was it like sketchy roads, Stu?
Oh yeah, this is the thing. But you've got the tour guide.
Yeah.
And so, he's talking the whole time and this and that.
Yeah.
So we get there and then did the stuff. Well, this is how we met him. And since, Dad, like he befriended him and he was super, super nice guy, super knowledgeable. And so now since, he's like, oh yeah, come back. I'll take you myself, to all these personal things. And so the last time we went, the same thing. We called him or messaged him, and him and his brother took us out on more adventures. So
just seeing like ruins and stuff.
So yes, exactly. The first time we went to Chichen Itza, and then we
what's Chichen Itza? Is that like an abandoned city or something?
That's the Aztec ruins. So it's like the big old Aztec pyramid or Mayan ruins. So it's like the big, one of the, it used to be one of the wonders, but I don't know if it's in there. Like they changed them.
They changed the wonders.
They did. They changed the 7 wonders of the world.
That's pretty fucked up.
And they made like updated ones, but that was I think that one might have been in one of the older ones or something, because we were talking about, we wanted to check them off. So
did you get to like climb up the pyramids?
So some of them, the biggest, like the main one, no, they have it roped off now to where, because they didn't want it to decay with people climbing and stuff. But there were some lesser ones that you could climb on. Yeah. And then
I'm pretty sure that I heard that like in Mayan stuff, they used to play like Quidditch, but with heads.
So, you heard that from me.
Is that not real?
That was no.
Oh, that's fucking fake.
Yeah, you watched the vlog. So when we were there, they did have a game. Again, I'm the worst with this. So
okay, here we go. Let's hear it.
So the field reminded me of a Quidditch field because it was big, and they did have some circles. Yeah. And so they did have this game. Again, I'm the worst. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah. And it was about getting a ball and getting it down, back and forth. So let's call it
sling ball.
So it's a very unique thing, but 100% reminded me of Quidditch. So during the filming, Dad had me like recap the stuff. And that was the story I told on the vlog. I was like, yeah, so there's this game and it's like Quidditch, but they use heads. And like this and that. So your knowledge is my false information.
Fuck. Man, that's so much of my knowledge.
But it's such a better story, though, isn't it?
It is. I think... No, they were into decapitation, though.
See, and that's the thing. Like, I kind of feel like there was probably a lot of sacrifice, a lot of stuff like that. So
I'm into that.
I could kind of see that.
I think that we should still sacrifice some people.
Because I think the reality is, who determines the stories? Because nobody from there is alive anymore. So maybe they got
the white man.
Maybe they got powder puffed.
They did,
and watered down, and maybe mine is the true one.
It could be, I think that for like our family lineage, that's the truth. I think that's what we're gonna spread. They play Quidditch with the real human heads.
See,
with let's even make it better, shrunken heads. It was easier, more compact. You get a nice swing
to go in the
rings. It was nice, but I don't know. What would it take for you to like do a sacrifice? What would you want in return for a sacrifice? Like, I feel like these people would just like, we're in a drought. And they're just like, hey, we got to sacrifice one of your guys.
To the gods for rain
to the gods.
Or something.
Like, we need a nice downpour. We're going to sacrifice Caleb. Caleb, I'm sorry, you're a good worker. You're a good employee of ours.
But the reality is we're going to line it up and you're our choice.
But sales have been a little dry and, we need a sacrifice.
You're young.
Yeah. Gods will accept your young blood.
Exactly.
This is the reasoning that those fuckers were dealing with. They were just like, no, yeah, this makes sense, man. This is what's up. We're going to do this. And then they cut your head off, and then they kick it off the thing. Now, none of this history is real. I bet there's a little tidbits of it that are real.
Yeah, supposedly.
Wouldn't it be cool to, like, actually know your shit, though? Like, to be like, oh, no, this is what happened.
Well, honestly, that's how that guy was.
He was good.
Like, you know what? You ask him anything about anything with the whole Mayan culture, with Mexico and all that. Like, he grew up and he loved the history of his country. And so, like, that's just what he enjoys. So he is, and that's what drew, obviously, Dad to him, because he's just the wealth of knowledge and all of that.
I wonder if we should talk to him while I'm there.
No, 100%. I was thinking that we should definitely hook you up with him if you guys wanted to go on a cool adventure. He's the one, like I said, we've met with him a few times. Yeah. He's a great guy, and So that was Mexico. We had some cool things. The last time he took us to
you visited Chichen Itza.
Yep.
Saw the pyramid, and then did you go to anywhere else with that guy?
We did.
Was it more like similar, like pyramids, or was it like some sort of different kind of landscape?
Nope, it was both. So he took us to a cenote. So
okay.
Do you know what those are?
Is that like a little home?
Nope. So it's...
Cenote. Oh, it's a crater lake, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
So, and though there's a bunch of really cool ones there. So he took us to one, and it's so cool because pretty much only the locals knew of it. And so you go there, and it was like us going to the beach. Yeah. But that's their beach. So they go there, and they, you know, it's just beautiful. The water is gorgeous, and it's clean and nice. And then he had the guy that had the fresh coconuts, you know, and then they crack the coconut. Shit. And then they make, you know, put the little sauces and stuff in there, and then you drink the juice, and then you eat the actual meat of it. Oh my God.
Good?
So good. Like nothing you've ever experienced before. So fresh, so delicious. It's just cool. It's cool to do stuff like that. Like and it's like I said, this isn't for tourists. No. This is for the locals.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you swim inside the cenote?
Oh yeah.
You did? Was it like, what kind of temperature was it? Was it like a nice warm? Was it like comfortable, or was it pretty cold?
No, it was moderate. So it wasn't bath water, but it wasn't cold either. Okay. It was just kind of, Dad liked it. So that'll tell you. It wasn't cold
Dad was swimming.
It wasn't cold for Dad. Yes.
Dad was swimming. We had a prop-up pool, or I should say, what is that called? Like an outdoor pool?
Yeah, just the ones you take up and down.
Yeah, it wasn't in ground. The temporary it was on top of the ground. And I remember as a kid, like, Dad only got in twice.
I know.
Maybe twice.
Well, we didn't put a heater on it. No. So it was just whatever, which still wasn't freezing cold.
No. But some days it was colder than others. But
I liked it cold.
Yeah, of course. It's hot days. That's why the cold tub's perfect. But I just remember, like, Dad would never get in the water. I don't know why.
He doesn't like
never swim.
Yeah. I don't know.
Very interesting.
It's
an interesting quirk.
It is an interesting thing. Honestly, if you ask him, I don't think he ever had pools as a kid. And maybe that's part of it too. Like, I love him because my aunt had one, and we used to live, you know, real close, and we're there all the time. So like we grew up, and that's what you did in the summer. Like you had to always,
you broke that pool.
Yes, we did.
And you got beat up for that.
It was very scary, but yes, me and Tina, my cousin.
You guys were sitting on the side, right?
Yeah. So quick story. So we were home alone. We weren't supposed to be home alone.
Okay.
We were at a friend's house who was probably, you know, about a half mile away, and we decided to walk back to home.
Yeah.
And we weren't supposed to be there. So we got there and we're like, oh, we should totally go swimming. You know, nobody else is here. Yeah. So we go in the pool, and as we're swimming around or whatever, we get up, and it was kind of like the hard side, but not metal. It was still a hard plastic.
Yeah.
Well, we were never allowed to sit on the side. Like my aunt would yell, don't sit on the side every time. So, you know, we're home alone. You could do whatever you want to. So both me and her were swimming, sitting up on the side, swimming, sitting up at the side. As we're sitting there, literally the biggest crack ever. And it was just like, next thing we know, we were pinned up against the chain link fence because the whole pool broke and all of that water just threw us. Yeah. And when we got up, like all of the yards, all the way down the block were flooded. Yeah. Just like and we were just like, oh my God. So yes. We're like, what are we going to do? So immediately, like we're like, okay, well, we're going back to Donna's house. So we go between the houses. As we get to the front, who pulls up? Her mom. Course. Anthony's pulls up. She sees the flood, and literally she was like, what happened? She already knew. And we were like, oh, we couldn't even get away. And it was terrible.
That's horrible. You guys, I can just see you're pinned up against the fence, and just for like a minute, it's just like,
exactly.
That would be so scary. That's stuff you see in movies.
It was. It literally was.
Oh, that's so funny.
So kids, listen to your parents. It's very important. There's a reason they tell you not to do it.
Jay and I talk about this sometimes. Like, sometimes just being told something isn't good enough. No. Like, you need to kind of explain, like, hey, don't sit on the side because it may break and then there's no more pool. Instead of just being like, don't sit on the side.
I'm pretty sure she said it'll break, but we didn't believe her.
Okay. Yeah, that was just a conspiracy. Yeah. But, so you're in Mexico. Let's get back to the juice.
Okay.
You're eating your coconut. That's good and stuff. Was there any other like kind of Mexican delicacies that you ate there that you were surprised about, or that you were just like, oh my God?
So not so much surprised, but on that day after we went to the cenote, we went into the city, and actually, again, he was taking us where locals go. Off the beaten path. Like you could see the, the touristy things, but then he drives down a few streets and then just goes into a little, like, I guess it's kind of like a restaurant, but it was outdoor, and you just kind of walk up to the counter and order. And so your seating is outside because obviously it's beautiful. So we go there, and this is just legit, Mexican street food kind of stuff. So it was kind of, there were, I'm trying to think what it was. There was tacos. There were, I think, what else? I think tamale, just some basics or whatever. But he's like, oh, he goes, this is our favorite place to go. And this is where the locals love to go. And it was, it was amazing. And I have experienced a lot of pretty authentic Mexican food, and it was some of the best I had. It was so good.
So was it any similar to anything that we've had here, or was it like completely different? It was like kind of subpar, but like, or not subpar, but kind of like parallel to what we had, like Mexican Town or anything like.
So so Mexican Town's probably some of the best where we go. Yes. Yep. So basically take that and you elevate that even.
So it was better.
Yes, absolutely.
And now, was it like, now, are we at least eating similar style? Like, do the tacos look the same? Or are they different?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
no.
It's similar?
It is. Like, to a really good Mexican place. Like, obviously, it's not a Taco Bell taco. Like, you know what I mean? But, yes, same premise and stuff like that. It's just, the different recipes, the different spices, the different stuff they put on there. So.
Oh, but it was good.
Oh, yeah. Real
man,
good.
I can't wait.
Like, you're not going to go bad with any kind of good, authentic Mexican food. You don't want anything but bottled water. Same thing even with drinks. You don't want anything that's not sealed.
Really?
Montezuma's Revenge is horrible.
What's that? Montezuma's Revenge?
The shits. Like,
shits?
Yes. So their water has different stuff in it that your body isn't good to. Like, I don't know, parasites or whatever it is. So that's like the known thing, the most common thing to travel to Mexico is they call it. Yep, exactly. You got to be careful of the ice too, because it's the same thing.
Exactly.
Yep. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
If you're at a restaurant or something, don't drink a glass of water. Make sure it's a bottle of water or something like that. It won't kill you, but you're going to ruin your trip because you're going to be sick as hell. Right.
It's going to be shit a lot. I don't have enough underwear for that.
No,
I definitely don't have enough underwear.
But,
Oh, shit. I'm choking on my saliva. Wash it down with this Rainbow Seeker pineapple hard cider. What are you drinking on over there?
This was a gift. Someone brought a Winking Owl wine.
It's a sweet red, right?
It is. You know what? It's what I tell you. It reminds me of communion.
Oh, yeah. You gave me a little sip. Yeah, it's real sweet.
It's just like communion wine.
It's not your typical thing. I'm sipping on this this local brand Blake's Hard Cider, but it's a pineapple hard cider, and it smells, just like fermented pineapples. It's pretty good though. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Little Bogus popped in. She said, "So happy to see you tonight, Lori. Finished the 4 wins. So good. What are you reading now?" I'm reading The Fortune Teller. It's really good.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look into that
4
one.
Wins. I saw that was that black book with like gold striping on it or whatever.
Yes.
Was that all right? Was that
yes,
decent?
she's one of my favorite authors. That Kristin Hannah, I believe it is.
Kristin Hannah. What? Now, like, what kind of style is she working with?
She? You know what? I like her because she writes all kinds of things. So she does. It's all fiction, but then some of her stuff is factual based. Like she had one based back during the Holocaust, or she'll take different historical kind of events. And that 4 Winds was one that was based back in the old
That's interesting.
Western time, like the time when people were going in the Little House in the Prairie, when they were like foraging and just doing this stuff. So it was a really good one. So I like her.
So I'm reading this one from Kurt Vonnegut, actually. This one is actually about writing, but the book I'm reading is a different one. It's more of the fiction that you're talking about. It is Slaughterhouse-Five, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so it's the same thing you're talking about, how it's a fiction, but it's based
Yep.
in truth. So his thing is based in, if I'm not mistaken, World War II, and he shares war stories in a way of him and his buddies that they can remember. But it's funny because the first paragraph of the book says something along the lines of, some of the stuff you're hearing is true, and some of the stuff is not. I'm not going to decipher what it is,
Sure,
but enjoy, like something like that. And so I think I have a pretty good feeling of what's fiction, what's like more real, because I think he made it obvious, so like you can actually like enjoy it while. But point is, it's really fun how he like ebbs and flows through these like stories and descriptions is probably a better way to put it. Like he describes something and then he'll tell a really unique story all about World War II, and I'm not finished with it, so I don't know what it's all about. Parts of it are kind of funny. It says on the book cover like black humor, but they don't mean like color black. They mean like dark humor. And but I don't know. I haven't finished it, so I can't tell you. It doesn't seem like it's a very funny book per se, but it says it all over the book. It's very even
interesting.
Bruce read it, and he said that even he thought it was pretty funny. He was just like, well, he read it in Afghanistan, oddly enough. I think Jessica gave it to him.
So maybe you didn't get to the funny parts yet.
Yeah, I don't think I mean, there's been some chuckles, but yeah. Anyways, it's a real good book though. This guy is an interesting writer. He it's kind of I've been getting to reading recently, and writing. You've been reading for millennia.
My whole life. I've loved
You're the fastest reader that I fucking know. It's embarrassing. You would probably crush through this book in 2 days.
Oh, I look at that book and I want to read it just because of how thick it is. Because to me, yes, I love to read. So I almost hate to read small books because they'll be done in an hour. So at least a big one's going to last me maybe a week, depending on my week.
I don't know how you do it, but one of the favorite things that I found about books recently is like before I started reading a lot, I would just kind of think that all books were the same. It's just like, it doesn't really matter about the author. They all fucking suck. Because I was tortured with textbooks in school.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I hate science textbook. But I hated the way that they taught it because of the way it was written, type stuff like that. And so when you read different authors,
oh yeah,
so much.
When you find the things that you enjoy, then that's the whole thing. I think me personally, I was a good reader, and I think I enjoyed reading when I was a kid because, to me, like you were just saying, like how do you do it? Honestly, me reading a book is just like you binge watching a series. Yeah. Like that's how I feel. Like I get into a book and as soon as I'm like, yes, this is going to be good. Like I literally don't want to put it down until I get to the end. Even though I don't want it to end, like that's my mentality. Right. Like I am just like intrigued and want to know what's next, know what's next. And so when I was a kid, to me, like that was like an escape. Like, you know what I mean? All these different stories, just like watching TV or whatever, it took you to that whole different world and all those different experiences. And I just, in my mind, that's why I loved reading, is because of that.
It's fun. I like, even when you find a good book, like you said, you get a little free time throughout your day and you kind of just find yourself thinking about it. Like, I wish.
Oh, yeah. It's almost bad. Like right now, I'm not reading a book because the last month I probably read like 5 or 6.
I know.
Because of good sized books. Because I went and I had some, and then I went to Barnes and Nobles, and then I had bought a bunch of them, and they were all really good. Yeah. And I still have one more sitting there that I haven't started because I have things I need to do, and I can't. I'm like, okay, I don't want to start it yet. Because
I know you. Barnes and Noble is kind of like a drug addict or like a drug dealer. You know what I mean? Cause like, it's just
for
like,
me it is, for sure.
You go in there, I'm the same way, but I read so slow. So like it's hard for me because I buy more books than I can read. Like it fucking sucks. So like I can't go to the bookstore that often because I'm just not fast enough yet. But I get better. Like it's a slow process. I mean, I got that dyslexia thing, which sucks because.
Well, I think that's what it is too, though. The more you do it, it's like any kind of skill, your body, your brain, you will be faster. Like you read way faster now than you did in high school when you hated reading. Yeah,
no, it's true. One last thing before we get back to the travel thing, though, is with the reading, it's so weird how dyslexia works, because I swear to God that my brain processes the words on the page wrong. There will be different words. The lettering doesn't really affect me anymore. I don't really notice it. When I was in high school, I would notice the changing of letters in words. So like the word wouldn't be spelled correctly, and it would make me confused. And I have to look at it a couple times. That now doesn't really happen that much. But what happens to me is words like can't will turn into can. So that makes a big fucking difference.
Yes.
Because if it's telling you can do this, or like, just imagine how confusing that is. There's a big difference. They're complete opposites between can and can't, and that gets switched all the time, and stuff like that. Like, so now words in its entirety are getting changed instead of just little letters being misplaced. So it's weird, but it's not impossible to read at all. I mean, I read a shit ton now. It's just strange how your brain plays tricks on you. It's like I just have a little bit of a wiring cross issue that like my eyes are sending the signal to my brain, and it's just getting mixed up a little bit. It's very interesting, because all you have to do is like think about it as an internet page, like the refresh. Okay, so like if I have my book open and I'm reading, all you have to do is look away from the page and look back, and then it's refreshed.
It's almost like a reset. Yep.
Yes, it's refreshed, and then the word's there.
Interesting.
It's fucking weird. It's like a browser on the internet. Just click the refresh button. Very weird. Isn't that? Don't you think that's a little strange?
It really is, but I think it's good that, obviously now that you're older, you've learned that. You know what I mean? Like you said, as a kid, everything is very frustrating and confusing. But now, at least as an adult, like you realize it, and then you've also figured out, okay, this is what I can do to help it.
For sure. I agree.
Can we rail this in?